Hey guys, what's going on? It's Jason with JWClassicVW, and I got a mess going on. Let me show you what I've been working on. I'm doing a little bit of reinforcing on the bottom support for the transmission and the engine, and yeah, let me show you what's going on. So this is the hodgepodge work. I welded in a gusset on this side because I ended up cutting this out here to make room for the bracket that I installed for the Kafer Bar Kit. And I got to weld in this side still. I got to make the gusset first and then weld in this side, but it's quite a bit beefier right there, and it's not exactly centered in between the mount, but it's definitely better than if I didn't have anything there. Now, let me bring this back around so we can talk about this for a second. So do you have to do this? No, you don't have to do this. It's probably easier, honestly, just to right here where the bolt goes in for your bushing, your rubber bushing that goes up there. Some of you guys got polyurethane. I've got a yellow polyurethane from Rancho. But no, you could probably slot this out and then move it enough to make up the difference from if you install these on the backside. And the way that would work is this would go behind. Woo. This would go behind the bracket and install like this instead. And then you may not run into these issues, but I do think you'd still have some problems when it comes to how the pin would fit in here. I'm not sure because I didn't do it. All of these, almost all these kits that I've seen installed online weren't with the stock kind of carrier here that is for the support of the transmission and engine. It was with a aftermarket like solid bar system, and I really don't want to do that. I know that some guys are saying, hey, you should just go right to the solid mount, and you know, I may do that eventually, but what I wanted to try to do was use this because I kind of like the idea of some of the shock or impact of the engine and vibration from the engine not being absorbed by the car, being absorbed by the bushings that are there. So that's why I'm moving forward with this. And I had to, like I've told you, I've had to trim this around here to be able to get this to fit in here right. And I'm gonna go ahead and get this set up and then get it back up in the car to test fit it before I pull it back out again, prime it and paint it, and then install it for the final time. But yeah, the gusset for reinforcement, is it necessary? I don't know. Does it make me feel better? Yeah, it makes me feel better. So we're gonna go ahead and do it. But overall, we're moving right along. This Kafer bar probably isn't as hard as I'm making it to install. This is just the way that I'm installing it. So guys, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me, or if you have questions about the Kafer bar itself, reach out to Kevin at Coolrydes, and I'm sure that he'll help you guys out with any questions that you might have. Good stuff. I'm gonna get to welding, and yeah, welding fun time. Okay, so I don't know if you noticed this bar sitting over here or not, but this is just some 1/4-inch plate that I made the gusset out of, and I'm gonna just go ahead and use the other side here and cut it to size. And all I'm doing is just 45ing it and then kind of like shaping it once I have it in place. So let's take it along here, along my square, and just scribing a line real quick, just to give me a rough idea. Just a rough idea of what I'm looking at, which that is definitely adequate. That'll work. Ooh, yeah. You can see that on one side of it, it's already kind of beveled at a 45, and I'm going to do the same thing on this side as soon as I get in here and clean it up. So the way that this fits, this gusset right here, is beveled now, that it needs some shaping before it'll fit in there a little bit better. And I'm just gonna round off the tip right here, this tip, round that off a little bit, and then it should fit in there a little bit better. pretty good right now, actually. That's better than it was on the other side, but got to shape it to this in here, and then I got to clean this up some more still. So yeah, back to the shaping. Oh. That's a lot better. That's a lot better. All right, let's put you in the mount here. And see, this is pretty thin right there. And since I cut this support off this side, you know, it may have weakened it a little bit. And I came around on this other one too, and I welded all along the seam here as well. This one's already been welded and cleaned up some, but I'm gonna take this right here and probably weld along this seam and then clean it up as well, just to kind of add a little bit of extra something to it. Cool. Clean off all this paint real quick. It's not gonna be perfect. You're gonna be filling in some gaps with weld for sure. But let's get to it, man. Let's have some fun. That should be good. Yeah, she ain't going nowhere with those there. Okay, that was more than a tack. That's a full out weld. Actually looks pretty good. Some of it does. Seems to work pretty good, and I get really good penetration whenever I do it like that. And I got my speed right now to where I think it's actually working pretty good. And my speed is about 8.5, and I got this thing maxed out. I mean, like, it's on high and on 2, which you don't have a whole lot of settings with a weld pack, Lincoln weld pack, but yeah, it's getting the job done, man. So I gotta clean this up on the top, weld that all up. Down here at the bottom too, gonna bring that weld around. But it's pretty good. It's pretty good. Woo! You can kind of see what it looks like now. Woo, full 4K, ugly weld. All right, guys. I'm gonna give you a real quick look at this, show you the cleanup. But it's definitely welded in there. Looks pretty good. I'll show you the back side so you guys can see. A good penetration all the way around on both sides for the gussets. So no worries there. It's time to clean this up and yeah, just clean it up and prime and paint it, man. Okay, guys. I'm doing a test fit right now on both sides of the front strut before I do the rear strut and start getting those installed. So I kind of wanted to give you an idea of what we're looking at here. It's something to let you guys know, like everything looks good right now, but one of the things that you're gonna have to do is if you have a deep sump and you're trying to remove this support, you're gonna have to just thin this out a little bit, trim it some, because man, when I tried to get this thing out of here, it was being a pain in the butt, and I had to kind of pry bar and pop it out of there. But I did trim a little bit, shave a little bit of, not this side, but the inside side, trimmed a little bit off of there. Not even that much, and it made all the difference of being able to get it back up in there, so that's good to know. The I'm digging the support, the extra little bit of gusset that I put in here. As you can see that it's almost kind of centered on the mount. Not exactly centered, but it's pretty darn close to centered on the, probably right here we go, centered. But adding some extra support because I took this one out. Also, when this tab gets tightened down, that's going to be added support as well for here. Another reason why I like putting it on this side. Now, it has been some extra work. I will say that. It has been some extra work to make everything go together this way, but I kind of like the idea of it going together this way. And you can see where I notched it. This freaking diesel truck outside. Okay, guys, we're on the passenger side now, and you can see that this side looks pretty good too. We got the strut in, bring it up and around, strut in the top. Now the next one, the strut on the back side, is the fun one. We get to drill a hole in the actual body for the mount for that. So that's gonna be fun. Because this strut, hold on. See if I can get you guys backed up enough. Yeah, this strut will be going from right here down to probably about right here. So, and then we drill a hole through the body, and I'm gonna end up putting like a 1/4-inch stainless steel bolt and nut through here for that. So, gotta kind of figure out where it's gonna go for placement, and I'll be back in a little bit after I figure that out. All right, guys. We're on the back strut now, and we're doing the driver's side first, and I kind of have it just loose in here. Here's the foot that goes on the back side. And hold on a second. Let me stick a pin in here just so it doesn't go flying out on me. And the way that this is supposed to work is that, I don't know if you can see this or not, but there's a hole here. Now what I'm gonna end up doing is probably putting a hole in the back side too, because the idea of just the one hole being there doesn't seem like that's sufficient for me. Which, you know, I like to do things a little crazy sometimes. It probably is fine, but I'm gonna go ahead and add an extra hole anyway. So let's bring it up a little bit and see. Tighten this down. So I'm pushing it down right now just to kind of give it flat against this plate here, because this is where it needs to go. This seam right here. Let's see if you guys can see that. I don't even mount that on the bottom side, probably not. The seam right here, I'm gonna be drilling a hole, a 1/4-inch hole through at least this spot to start with, and then the back side as well. I'll probably just drill the back side all the way through once I get the front side kind of figured out where I want it. Now, I'm sure you can spend like freaking 3-4 hours trying to figure out where's the best place for you to mount this thing, but I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna get a rough idea of what makes sense to me. I'm gonna have to come back here and probably bend this brake line up a little bit to be able to get the 1/4-inch hardware in, but I don't know that yet. I'm not sure. We will see. So on the bottom of the bracket, I marked right there to help me line up where I'm gonna be marking for my hole on this bad boy. I'm gonna start off with a smaller drill bit first to set a pilot, and then we'll go from there. And I'm thinking, hopefully right around here is good. Let's take it out to 1/4-inch, man. You want to make it what you think is going to be better for you in your car. It doesn't mean like the design is bad. It just means that I just want it to be a little different. More of my type of design. Excuse me. But, you know, that's just how it is when you're crazy. I like to make everything difficult.
Is that a bad thing?
No, not really. You just want it to be what you want it to be. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean, Jelly Bean? Come on, man. Ah, it's so hot still. It's saying, not today, son. Get in there. Well, that's closer. Ooh, it's closer, so much closer. Curve to this body line here. And I think I'm at the curve, put a curve on this fitting here to get it to do what I want it to do.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna go upstairs.
What? You're leaving me already?
You want me to sit down here?
I was appreciating your company.
Alright, I'll stay here.
Yeah, that's what dads love. When their kids come down and hang out. Oh, yeah. See that? It's almost, I think it almost went all the way down through. Oh, that's awesome. The shavings are a little hot. Hey. So yeah, I'm just taking this line out for now. Screw it. Get some brake fluid leaking. I guess we'll just bleed the brakes. Forget about it. It's probably one of the better spots for me to put you guys out of the way, and the camera's safe from there. That's cool. Alrighty. Well, that's out of the way. That should make things a little bit more, you know, easier or easier-ish. Let's go ahead and see if I can go ahead and clean up the top of this thing now a little bit. You can use WD-40 or whatever. I've just got some PB Blaster here, which is just a penetrating oil. You don't need a lot of it. Let's put a little bit of on there. Your drill bits will thank you for it. Now here's the question. Should I go as big as the other hole? Which is, I think it's closer to 3/8, not 1/4 inch. It just has different steps on it. And when you go to clean out, what's good about using that is when you go to drill a hole, you can go ahead and use that to help clean up the edge of your hole that you're drilling. And I've always liked doing that. You can also use the bits that I have for porting. Those also help as well. So let's go underneath and see how this is gonna fit. I've got the back support in. Hey, there we go, man. I've got the driver's side done, and yeah. Hey guys, what's going on? It's Jason. We're back down in the garage and it's time for a little bit of update. What's going on? The paint has been drying probably for about, I don't know, 3 or 4 hours. And first thing is, it's been a pretty rough week and a half with everything that's going on. On top of that, you know, it's pretty stressful. So I thought I'd do something I've never done before is I'm gonna have a drink with you guys. What do I like to drink? I like to drink a cider. It's a Austin East Cider. It's a local beer company in Austin, and it's time for a gainer shake. So to you guys out there dealing with all this stuff, to all my Volkswagen guys and gals, cheers. Let's have a drink. All right, so let's do an update. Let me show you what this paint looks like. All right, so like I told you, it's been drying a little bit. And what I use is 2 coats of primer and then 2 coats of paint. Maybe I should bring it over to, yeah, it's dry enough to where I can handle it. Turned out pretty good. The reinforcement I welded in turned out pretty good too. Okay. I'm probably gonna have to give it another day or so to really set up. It's still got a little bit of, I think, tackiness to it. Just been kind of humid here in Houston. And this is what I'm using to touch up the chassis underneath. It's a 2-in-1 paint primer. Okay, guys. Okay. Let's show you where we are. Oh. So I've got the brace back in. It's been painted. Might have to touch up a couple places here and there, but yeah, it's back in. So that's good. Let's back you out a little bit. All right, see, we got the front braces in on both sides. We've got to put the back brace in now. And that's what I brought you guys down to be able to see, putting that back brace in. So, see if I can get you set up somewhere. Oh, there it goes. Hey, look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Let's see if we can get this back one in now. There we go. Both are home. Crap City. It's not bad, but I don't like it. It's like that. Come on, man. Let's work together here, huh? Gotta pop it. I gotta pop it. There it is. That's true. Now, I think I'll probably loosen these up and then tighten them up. Better than trying to fight it. Oh yeah, that's definitely it right there. Good Lord. All right, tighten up a little bit. All right, let's get tightened up just a bit. Ooh, that's tight. Oh, that is tight. Stop turning, man. All right. Good Lord. Hey guys, guess what? we're done with the. Well, not completely done, but we're almost done with the passenger side. Holy smokes, Batman! Holy smokes! Where'd my wrench go? Oh, there we go. Holy smokes, man! This is almost work. It's almost work. Well, that is freaking rock solid, dude. Rock solid, man. Let's bring you guys down here, see what we got going on. Well, here you go from this angle. That's it, man. The three positions, Kafer bar, looking good. All the way across this other side. Yeah, I can't get up in there because the audio thing, my wireless receiver. Let's bring you underneath. That's the money shot right there. There you go, guys. Heck yeah. All right, guys. It feels good to be done with this side. I got all the pins in. All the lock nuts are tightened down. Let's move over to the driver's side and finish up over there. All painted up. Hey, things fit so much better. Made the hole just a little bit bigger, and it made all the difference. So, note to everybody, larger hole, worth it. And Glenn, not that kind of larger hole, bro. Get your mind out of the gutter. Okay, here we go. Oh, let's be friends. Come on, man. Be easy peasy. No? No? Oh, that feels like it. Come on. That's it. Where's my freaking hammer at? I think so. Oh. That was it. Let's get this pit in here. So close. Oh my gosh. You know what, guys? You know what that means? I tighten everything up on this side. And we are in the money. Right there. Let's go ahead and zip these down real quick. Oof. Tired, man. Worn out. Oh, yeah. That's tight. That's tight, too. Oh, my goodness. That's so strong. Yes. Yes. It's time to start throwing some tools out. Get over there. Get over there. Get over there. All you guys who get to freak out. Oh, my gosh. That's so rock solid. Now, would it have still been rock solid with one screw bolt right here? I don't know. Think about it, guys. If you have one bolt here and your main support position for this strut is back here, I think it makes sense to have another bolt. What do you guys think? Hit me up in the comments. You guys think that that was a good idea? I think it was a good idea. I guess that's all that really matters, is that I thought it was a good idea, but, you know, I'm curious what you guys think. Oh yeah, that feels good. Nice, good. Very good. Oh my gosh, so much work. So much work. Yep, That's a pile of tools. See if we can find that pin real quick. Oh, Crab City. I got all kinds of stuff right here. Oh, there it is. The final pin to the puzzle. Whoop. Super focused. Okay, he's ready. Ready for this last pin in. The very last one. There we go. Yeah, I just pushed it all the way through. It's awesome. There we go. Holy smokes. Done. Done. Now I just gotta fix this fuel line. Get rid of this temp fuel line I got here. This line right here, my primary fuel line that runs through the tank. Yeah, it had all kinds of crap and it got jammed up, and it's clogged full of stuff. So the line's pretty much toast, and I'm gonna run a new line. Actually, I'm gonna run two new fuel lines, one for a feed in and one for a return for an eventual fuel injection EFI system inside my tunnel. And it's gonna be pretty cool once I do it, but it's gonna require some surgery, and I'm sure that everybody's gonna be like, oh my god, what are you doing? and I'm expecting that. So, but it's gonna be really cool once I get done with it. All right, let's back you guys out, kind of give you an overview of what's going on here. Yeah, there's not gonna be a test drive tonight. I gotta adjust these brakes. Plus, I gotta bleed the brakes again. So there's more to come on all that. But you guys already been through the brake bleeding process before, so there's no reason to repeat it with you. But yeah, yeah. Let's go ahead and get this strut right here. It's got a little play in it, and I don't like that, so I'm gonna go ahead and tighten this up just a little bit. But oh, she's done, man. Holy smokes, that was some work. Self-inflicted work, by the way. The kit probably isn't that difficult to install. I just, I made it that difficult to install. Very cool. Very cool. Braces all in. Looks good. Looks good. Just a little bit. There we go. Good to go. Let's jam it out. Now, adjusting this thing, I have no clue on what kind of adjustment I should be looking for the Kafer bar. So I'm just taking any kind of play out of it right now and just see how that kind of does. And then we'll kind of go from there. I have to do some research on how to adjust this thing, I'm sure. But way better than having nothing in here. Especially when you got a beefed up engine pounding this thing. Cool. Oh, I just want to lay here for a second. Bask in the glory of completion. Is this a weekend project? Sure, it could be. Sure, it could be a weekend project if you don't add on the 15 extra steps that I added on of adding the additional bolt here, the not putting the brackets, the ears on the inside, putting them on the outside, having to custom fab this. If you're doing this at home, I would recommend buying like either a solid mount, which I told you guys, I didn't want to use the solid mount because I actually want to have the bushings here, the mounts, to help absorb some of the vibration out of the engine. So that was my main reason for not using a solid mount, but I still might go to a solid mount eventually. I'm not totally against the idea. We'll see. We'll see. I start putting 200 horsepower out of my engine, then I might want a solid mount. I don't know. I've never had that much power in a bug. Most I had was a 1600 when I was a kid. I never had anything this big. This 2276 is the biggest engine I've ever had in a bug, and I'm just kind of playing as I'm going. Seeing what works, what doesn't work, how I like the feel of things differently. And you guys get to go along on the journey, on the trip. All All right, guys, let me get out of here and get upstairs, get cleaned up, get something to eat, need some dinner. But yeah, we're done. Done with this part. Leave these brakes. But this is cool. We are not far away from a test drive, and that is pretty awesome. Done. Dunsky. All right, guys, that is going to do it for tonight. Actually, it's the next day, so the Kafer Bar system is installed. I took it for a test drive, and yes, I can tell a difference with how it's handling, how it's tracking. Definitely a lot more stability in the rear end. Did I add some extra work to what I was doing? Yes, I did. As I stated earlier in the video, if you have any questions about the Kafer Bar system, hit up the description below because there's a link in there to Coolrydes Customs, and Kevin over there will answer any questions that you guys have. But still, I think it's probably one of the best, if not the best, Kafer Bar system on the market. I added a little bit of extra stuff to it, but that was, that's me. I always get a little silly when it comes to modifications that I make to Goose because I want it to be what I want it to be. You guys know what I mean, right? Of course you do. To all my new subscribers, thank you very much. You guys are awesome. To all my subscribers who've been here from the beginning, you guys are the best. Don't forget to hit up the comments below if you got any questions. I love comments, and I am all about helping you guys out when it comes to your Volkswagens too. If I don't know the answer, I'm sure I can find out somebody that does. So, thanks, guys. I will see you guys in the next one. This is Jason with JWClassicVW, and I'm out.